Our Yankees beat writer for the Post, Greg Joyce, joins us from Seattle with an update on Oswaldo Cabrera's ankle after he was carted off and taken away in an ambulance. You guys saw the play. He was sliding in the home base late last night in the Yankees' blowout win over the Mariners. Greg, thanks for hopping up with us early this morning. I know you're a busy guy with another game in this series to be played later on tonight, but is there any news or updates you can give us on Oswaldo and his ankle?
Yeah, not yet this morning. I believe he's still at the hospital where he was taken last night, local hospital near T-Mobile Park. He went with the Yankees trainer Tim Lentich, who was the first one to hop out of the dugout, race to meet him at home plate to kind of be there with him. So we'll see, but obviously just a brutal injury. And I mean, if you see the replay, you can see it. And if you haven't seen the replay, it's because it's one of those that a gruesome looking injury that is tough to watch. So, it was a good win for the Yankees, but it was just completely, it didn't feel like that in the clubhouse post game. A lot of guys that were just kind of getting in quietly dressed, showering, eating, obviously a lot on their minds with a teammate who is one of the most beloved guys in there. So just a rough way to end the night of what was an otherwise good win.
You mentioned the vibes in the locker room after the injury and the win. We saw Trent Grisham on his post game interview. He was kind of wiping away a tear, man. Like, guys don't do that unless they feel as though they've lost a brother. And I understand he just may be out for some time here, but what are the players saying about this loss and what Cabrera meant to this team?
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna find a guy that's more beloved in there by his teammates. It's a guy that walks into the clubhouse every day with a big smile on his face, just a infectious personality, energy. He's the kind of guy that the guys love to have as a teammate. Grisham said, like, you talk about a guy who loves baseball, and you can see it in how he plays. He plays the game the right way. Aaron Judge talked about how he's always uplifting guys, no matter what's going on. And I mean, to see any teammate have that kind of injury is brutal, but especially what Cabrera means in there to those guys. I think it was even more devastating. I mean, you mentioned Grisham; he's only been here for a year plus, and he's already, he feels that way. It's a pretty instant impact that Cabrera has on guys. Obviously, Judge has been here, the longest with him, so he was pretty down on it. Clark Schmidt said, like, in the blink of an eye, the game can get taken away from you. Because, like you said, it does seem like it's something that's going to cost him a significant amount of time. Obviously, you don't know yet, but yeah, it's just a kind of some heavy hearts in the air. Just thinking of Cabrera and kind of hoping for the best for him. But yeah, it was a kind of a bittersweet a night in the clubhouse.
Yeah, you never want to see the game taken away from a guy like that, especially, again, a guy like Oswaldo and what he means to this team. And then you talk about what he's been able to do on the field this year. He's got a 243 batting average with 11 RBIs and one home run. On top of that, he can play so many other positions outside of third base. How are the Yankees going to adjust with him being out? And does this mean that DJ LeMahieu actually returns to action a lot sooner than expected?
Yeah, so DJ he was expected to be activated off the injured list anyways today, but the initial plan was for him to be on the bench tonight and then start at second base tomorrow. Obviously, that may change with them not having Cabrera. It's possible. I would think that DJ starts at third base tonight, or they move some things around. But that's the immediate solution at least. It did seem like Cabrera had filled in well at third base to start the season, but he's so valuable in that versatility role, utility role to move all around. So it did seem like that eventually by the trade deadline that third base was going to be something that they would have to address at some point anyways. Obviously that's even more so the case now with them likely to be without him for a while. So we'll see how they address it. Right now it seems like it would just be internally with DJ coming back from the IL and having they have Oswaldo Cabrera who can play there. Um, Pablo Reyes is still here and he can play some third base. So we'll see. Jazz Chisholm played there last year after the trade, learning the position. But he's still a few weeks away from coming back from his oblique injury. So whether he comes back and resumes at third base or at second base and they have DJ slide over to third more often, we'll see. But it seems like it's something that they'd kind of fill in internally for now, and then by the trade deadline maybe get another guy who can play there more consistently.
All right. Prayers up for Cabrera. And Greg, thank you for jumping on with us early this morning with that update.
You got it. Thanks, Brandon.